Hey, this is Alyssa. Just a quick follow-up from yesterday's program on challenges that projects face. The first one is I wanted to share this picture again with you. I showed it yesterday and I said failure is not an option. But I want to make clear that this was really just to get us all thinking and because it looks cool and it's an awesome movie. So if you haven't seen it, you got to see Apollo 13. But the reality is that failure is absolutely necessary for success. And if you don't believe me, watch the Nike commercial that will show up at the end of this recording. Most errors on projects are human errors, and often we assume that it's going to be something technical. I wanted to make sure you left yesterday with that understanding. We focus on the technical stuff, and that's important. You have to focus on the technical stuff, but what often gets lost is how our interaction, our communication, the way we handle conflict, the way we handle decision making has a much bigger influence over the outcomes of our projects. Yesterday, I asked you to put on stickies individually what you thought challenges might be, and then you put them on the boards with your group, and then your group put together all the ones that were doubles and or repeated, and then had a conversation. And I noticed as I went around the room that most of the conversation was about the material, the stickies that were doubled and tripled and quadrupled. In other words, the groups believed that stickies that demonstrated a challenge that everyone agreed was a challenge or everyone wrote down as a challenge must be the most important challenges. And that tends to not be true. It's those individual stickies that tell us what's happening that other people might not think about and that will bite us later that we don't notice. Gerhard Stasser is a theorist on teamwork, and a lot of his work demonstrates that when we have privately held information, asymmetric information on a team, one or two people hear or know something that others don't know. That information, even if it gets shared, gets ignored or downplayed when the team is making a decision. So teams spend a lot of time talking about things they all know, and much less time talking about things individuals know. There are many reasons for this. Sometimes people don't share privately held information because they believe everybody knows it, and if it's not being discussed, maybe it's not all that important. Maybe the group experience is not psychologically safe, and so people don't want to say anything and look stupid in front of others. There's many reasons why information doesn't get shared. This is something that you'll want to think about. Is every member of the group getting heard? Especially your newest members. You just brought on, I think, freshmen or maybe sophomores. And they're new to the team and they're looking at everything with a fresh eye. So yes, you've got to teach them and train them, but on the other hand, they have a lot to show you. And leaders of the group, your job is not to manage the content of the discussions, but to manage the process of the discussions. It's your job to make sure that privately held information gets shared and discussed at the same rate as other information. Just wanted to say that to follow up from yesterday, and